There are two things you probably hate doing: waiting and losing. Well, if you're a woman and you're not investing, you're doing both right now. You could actually be losing about $100 a day by waiting to invest. It's like a crisp new Benjamin flying out the window every day. Okay, here's some good news. Ellevest is an online investment platform for women where you can invest in specific life goals such as buying a house, starting a business, or retiring your way on your terms. Ellevest gives you a free, customized financial plan based on goals you choose, shows you how much money to invest every month until you reach those goals, and sets up recurring deposits to help you stay on track. All you have to do is get started. The Great Girlfriends listeners receive $100 towards your first funded goal when you sign up with Ellevest. Visit ellevest.com/girlfriends. That's ELLEVEST.com/girlfriends.
Welcome to the Great Girlfriends podcast, where we discuss life, love, laughter, and everything in between. We're your hosts. I'm Sybil Amuti.
And I'm Brandis Daniel.
Happy Wednesday, Great Girlfriends.
Hey, ladies.
Hey. Welcome. I'm sitting here live with the great Brandice Daniel.
That's so great.
With my girl Brandis.
We just did an Instagram live. So you guys have to make sure you're following us on Instagram, The Great Girlfriend, so that you can see when we do live videos
and all that whatnot.
Yeah.
And if you're not following Brandis Daniel, it's a fun adventure. When she does her Insta stories, you get to see Sky at Brandis Daniel.
That was so much shade. Y'all missed that.
You can catch Sky on Insta
y'all missed all of that. Y'all missed all of that. I caught it though. And you can check out Sybil on Instagram at Sybil_Amuti. AMUTI.
Listen, I'm wondering what will happen if Sky grows up and decides to move to New Jersey. If you come across that bridge, I'm gonna build a wall. We're gonna have a band. If you all of a sudden start coming to Jersey, I'm gonna be done.
All right.
So we hope you guys have had a fantastic time listening to our Pivot series, and the last few episodes have been really personal episodes, keys to building your corner, which is all about creating those, or not creating, but cultivating the friendships that you deserve and need to keep yourself lifted on that. And now, this one is very near and dear to me.
Yes.
And I feel like it's near and dear to our Great Girlfriend story. And our Great Girlfriend, we get emails all the time about the pieces of the episodes or the podcast that make or resonate so much with women. And one of them is the hope for a relationship, a marriage, that will be fruitful or bountiful like the ones that Brandis and I have. So I've been married now almost 12 years.
Wow.
Right?
12
so
years?
Long. I know.
I've been living in New York for 12 years.
I've been married the whole time.
Wow.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
I know.
And I'm happily, like, really, really super happily married to my favorite human. He really is. He's also my best friend and advocate and all of that stuff. So, and Brandis, you've been married almost 4.
4 years.
Oh, 4 was May?
Yes.
Oh,
it's
wow.
4 years next year.
Oh, my God. Y'all creeping up the hill with these years.
I know it doesn't feel like it at all, but yes. Almost 5
years.
That's crazy, right?
It's so crazy. I'm sitting at your wedding in my mind now.
That was 2013.
Wow. And to know Brandis is to know Rich, and to see Brandis is to see Rich.
Yeah. He's just, I don't know. He just is. Like, even yesterday, this weekend, I decided I worked all weekend. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh my God, I am so blessed that I can just be like, babe, I'm going to go out the house and work for hours on a Saturday. He works all during the week. Mm-hmm. And he's like, okay. Mm-hmm. No questions asked. No,
right.
What did you
Who
do?
Gonna keep Scott?
What did you get accomplished? Nothing. I mean, honestly, I just feel so super blessed.
Yeah.
I really do.
And you are.
All the time.
You are. He's a gift. I'm telling you. And I mean, well, we're gonna get into that in a minute because I mean, there's certain ways that you know a guy is amazing.
So I know someone gonna bring up something about Rich waiting outside.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't gonna talk about how you left Rich in the car for hours every time you visit. But I was gonna say, like, I feel nurtured and protected by Rich. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I feel like Rich shares his love.
If something went down, Kwaku has nothing to worry about if Rich is around. You know what I mean? Like literally, like he will fill in for the husband. Like civil cover. You know, he'll take like if he gonna take care of you.
I know. Absolutely. I feel his brotherhood.
Yeah.
I'm like I feel protected. I'm covered. I'm straight.
Yeah.
And I think that's so good. And so we get those questions and we understand them and people say, I wish you guys talk about your relationship more.
They do.
They do. They want to know more about like the insides of it and what makes it so good and how do you get there.
Oh yeah.
And I think
therapy.
This is therapy. You know, but everybody has their way.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest part that I think I want girlfriends to take away from this episode and to know is how do you know when a man is for you and not just an imposter or a placeholder. And you know, this all was, you know, spun from a conversation I was having with a friend who met someone and was just so head over heels and was like, but I'm 2 feet in. I don't want to date just to date. And I said, you can't put that on a person at the front door. You will run that person away.
Yes.
You've got to be willing to date, and then to make the progress as the progress presents itself. And the question came up, but how do you know when that person is for you?
And you cannot be like, well, I'm 45. I don't have no time. Even if you're 45, that's not his problem.
Yeah.
You can't be coming to the door talking about you want to get married.
Or your eggs, or your clock, or, you know, any of that stuff, the pressures, or you want to buy a house, so you're wondering if he's ever going to make a move. I mean, then you have this this trend of situationships. And you'll ask somebody, well, whatever happened to that dude or that guy, how so-and-so? And I get back this answer, it's complicated. And I'm like, well, why? What's so complicated that y'all can't figure out if y'all supposed to hang tight, if y'all supposed to be friends, or if you're supposed to just have, you know, be distant memories? How come we can't figure this stuff out? But we allow people in our space sometimes prematurely, and we allow them to take, you know, to lease space way too long sometimes. And the more time and investment you make or commitment you make towards a person that is not for you, the more you'll convince yourself that that person is right for you.
Yes.
And your friends be looking at you stirring their tea and coffee like, she just justified why he makes sense. When we all know he doesn't make sense. And everybody's wondering when you're going to finally walk away from that comfort man. And waiting, and they tried to tell you, but they got tired of telling you. And so we decided that today we were going to dedicate this episode to you.
Yes.
Now listen, I don't suggest you raise your hand too high or scream too loud. Just take your notes. Grab your pen and paper, take your notes, and then after you go through this episode, you take action. You don't have to call the troops.
I feel eyeballs on my back.
To call the troops, but you do need to understand some key ways to know that a man is for you.
Yes.
And you also need to understand, this is so valuable, lowering your standards for companionship will not give you the relationship you desire. It never will.
No, and then you don't want to end up getting married and being miserable.
Oh my gosh. And backpedaling, trying hard to get out, but you just, oh my gosh. So anyway, you know, when a man is for you, there's absolutely no question about his intentions, right?
None.
I will say
you don't have to question it.
From the door, Kwaku just walked with another level of intention. Like when he charged at me. He didn't walk towards me. He came at me with his chest and his walk.
I was like, see this walk people doing. Oh my God.
He came walking up and I was like, oh shucks. Yeah. I mean, it was just a force that was with him. And that has been consistent the whole time. I've never, ever misunderstood his intentions. Even when he dumped me, And I want to be clear that he dumped me 3 times, 3 unexpected times that he broke up with me.
Wow.
And he was like, "You're a robot. You need to see a therapist." No, he told me you need to get help because you're emotionless. You feel nothing. He called me a bunch of names, but I knew something inside of me understood that it wasn't to cause me pain. It was trying to wake me up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So his intentions, his desire, and his passion for me was very present, and it was clear from the start.
He wanted the best for you.
Yeah.
He wanted the best for you. It's so funny because, you guys know how much I talk about therapy, but the reason I went to therapy was because of Rich.
Yeah.
He actually gave me an ultimatum. He could go to therapy or he was out.
And he wasn't trying to tear you down.
And he wasn't, but it was the best gift he ever gave me. Like, it was the best gift. I had so much grief from a past relationship. And you guys, if you guys listen to, episode 2? Episode, go back and listen to episode 2. If you hadn't heard it, you can hear all of what do you mean, Brent, you had grief? Go back and listen to episode 2. But I had so many things I was dealing with, and he saw that it was going to keep me from moving forward. And so he was really adamant about me addressing it. And it wasn't like you go and address this and I'm out. It was like, in order for us to keep moving forward, you have to address this thing.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
It was a game changer.
That's
I'm about to
so
cry.
good. Aww. But it is. But that's intention for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it wasn't to tear you down. It was to build you up the whole time. Even if, the average girlfriend listening, I'm not, let me not judge, but most people would be offended. You gonna send me where?
Yeah.
To therapy. What? Who do you think you are?
But the thing was, he had shown, we had probably been dating at that point because I remember when it was, I believe it was December of 2000, and we started dating in December 2007, and I believe this was December 2008. And so we had been dating for a full year. So he had put in time to be able to say that. He didn't say that up front. But I knew his intentions for me. Like, I knew his intent. I knew how he felt about me. I knew all that stuff. So him telling me that really was like, you know what I mean? Like, there's something here. Yeah. Maybe there's something here. I don't know what it is because I had never even considered it, or I didn't know anybody who had ever gone to therapy. I didn't know anybody who ever talked about it.
Well, you go to church.
So, right. So I had never heard it before. So when he said it, I was like, where do I even start? Like, what, but I never questioned his intentions. Yeah. Never.
Well, he never gave you reason to. I think even him knowing and seeing those things about you that he knew were setbacks, he wanted to see you grow through it. And that's what's so important, is to understand, okay, the people that are in your corner for real, with true intention for you and value and heart for you, you won't ever question, you won't ever know it. It's the same thing. We understand the traits for our friends sometimes. We don't impose this on men because sometimes we're lowering our standards for companionship. But we know that the standard is the same. It's relationships, period. And I think it's important for us to take note of those. So number 1, if he's for you, he will take interest in your interests.
Yes.
Or at least he'll pretend.
Yes. Pretend.
Until he actually finds himself interested in it on his own.
Or until he gets comfortable enough to say, I'm not interested. But no, absolutely. I just think that comes natural, Sybil. Like, I really think it does. Like, there won't be a big separation between the thing you're passionate about and him.
Right.
Because if it's something that's super important to you, it's going to be super important to him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. And number 2, his body language communicates security. It's the smallest gesture, like a firm hand on your knee, or an arm around you, or he sits on the outside of a booth, or he opens the door and he lets you go in first, but he just has this presence that communicates security. You never feel afraid. His gestures don't make you feel like you're not covered. It
always makes you feel like you're covered,
yeah.
Even down to the last bite. Like, not in a movie or something. But when we were, even actually to this day, we went out last night for wings after Emil Wilbekin's 50th birthday party.
Oh, yay.
And we had a date night. And we ended the night with wings. For sure. It's not very fancy. But even that, like, it was like, he always leaves the last thing.
Yeah.
Even after all these years.
Yeah.
He always leaves, like, that last thing for me.
I love it.
Yes.
I mean, that kind of stuff, it says that you'll never have to sacrifice more than me. I'm going to always put your needs before mine.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to always make sure that you're covered.
Yeah.
Those little things, ladies, go a long way. They matter.
They do.
They matter when it's small and they're big. Number 3, you're at the front of his mind and his actions.
Yes.
I love it because I feel like this could not be true at all, but I feel like Kwaku wakes up thinking about me. I do. I just feel that way. It's just the way he sets it up.
Yes.
And I know when he goes to sleep, he thinks about me last.
Yes.
Like, I know this. He might be thinking about everything under the sun, but that's not what I know for myself.
Right.
What I know for myself is that he considers me.
Yeah.
Everything that I say matters to him. Everything that I feel matters to him. His follow through is so has a sense of urgency around my emotions.
Yes.
He wants to make sure that he nurtures me first. He don't leave a lot of room for friends and other people to impose opinions on me. He's on the front line for me.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And he's gonna make sure that I understand how valuable his perspective is to me, like how it matters to the grand scheme of things.
So you just brought up something good because you're married now, right? Mm-hmm. But at some point you're dating.
Yeah.
And girlfriends, because we become so comfortable with our girlfriends, like so comfortable, sometimes we don't leave a lot of room for the guy.
Yeah.
And so I know in the very beginning, Rich would get so upset with me because he would say, what is that? It was something he would always tell me that I would do, that I would need to get a second opinion, right? Mm-hmm. Or that what he said in the beginning, like I wouldn't totally hear it until I had heard it from a girlfriend. And so that was our dating. That was a dating story for us. It was something that we had to really kind of come to grips with, but I was so close to my girlfriends. And they meant so much to me. And he was a new guy, and, you know, he was the newbie on the block. And but, you know, over time, first of all, you know, I got to a place where I knew everything he told me came from a place of protection. Like, even yesterday, I told him about an idea, and he's like, babe, I hear you. I think that's a great idea, but I think you should do it this way. Totally poo-pooing on my dreams, actually.
That's cute now, but
but now after these years, I know that he's looking at it with. I know the set of eyes he's looking at it is he wants to make sure that I get exactly what I want to get out of it, and that he's almost like a little bit of a protection for myself. Because I can go like really, I can go there. So, but you know, so women, when you have girlfriends, you have to really be careful that you hear him. You know, yes, you've got your great girlfriends, and they've been there for you, and they've been an emotional support for you, and you know, they've been the ones who you've basically passed all your business ideas through, and all of your things at work, and like your advice about what you should do next. But when you start dating somebody that you really care about, and you know he cares about you, like, just listen to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, not saying that you don't talk to your girlfriends, but let him know that you hear him.
Yeah. Somebody's gonna have to take a back seat in the opinion room, because he's gonna need to be prioritized.
He's gonna need to be prioritized.
Because let me tell you something: when you get married, having those voices in your marriage is not an
you
option.
You can't have them at all. No.
So you practice allowing him to have that space as the premium. Second to God in my world.
Absolutely.
You know, but having that prioritized voice in your space and in your life and all of that.
And sometimes we listen, but we don't hear. Or we hear and we don't listen. I don't know which one it is. But we listen to them, but it's not intently. And they want our attention so bad. Yeah. Like, they want to know that we hear them.
Because let us say something and they don't pay attention.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. It's the worst thing on earth. You know, we're gonna hold court.
Yes.
But likewise, they just want to know that what they say is respected and appreciated. Even to the point, my husband used to do something tricky. I would say, which shirt? And he would pick the one that he wanted. He wouldn't say that one. He would say the opposite one. So that I would pick the one that he didn't want, that he ultimately wanted, and then he would get what he wanted in the end. And he told me that years later. I was like, wow. He was like, women never listen when guys give their opinion on, you know, they can say which skirt or whatever.
Right.
And we always pick the opposite. But what you said is so
They
valuable.
want to be heard.
They want to be heard, and they have to be heard.
They have to.
They have to be able to be leader and want to be leader.
Yes.
When he's for you, he wants that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Number 4, you have emotional, mental, and physical security. You're not worried about him cheating, not scared of him leaving because he is so busy staying.
Yes.
He's so busy staying that it doesn't cross your mind, or if it does cross your mind, it's not because of him, it's because of you. Meaning it's because of your own insecurities from what Rufus did.
No.
And not because of what he's doing.
So TD Jakes did this message. Mm-hmm. I forgot what it was about, but I think it was called He Motions. But he talked about how the men that do this, that give us, what did you say? Emotional, mental, and physical security. Mm-hmm. Those are the people who great girlfriends, you know I'm telling the truth, that were like, I mean, he's so nice, but I'm just not that into him. I mean, yeah, he's so into me, but I just don't really feel him like that.
Yeah. He's just missing that brother. Absolutely. He's trying to show you everything good, but we're so used to being beat down and just so we're like taking a bunch of stuff from guys that he seems too good to be true sometimes.
I'm telling you, I used to try to run Rich off.
Yeah.
Because of my own issues, I tried to run him off.
Yeah.
Constantly. Because of my issues. I
believe it.
And so we do that so often because we're like, we start questioning, but why does he feel like that? He don't know me like that. Mm-hmm. He don't know me that much. Why he like,
he want back. Right. He bought cookies. What does he want for those cookies? Right. All of that.
So, we have to be willing to, I think, accept that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, all of that.
Absolutely. We got to be honest with it, too. We have to be really, really honest with ourselves. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not him, that's me. That's me, that's old me, and she does not fit right here. So I got to get rid of her because this man doesn't deserve to put up with what I went through.
And if you are someone who's annoyed with somebody because they're answering all your calls,
man,
because they're texting you back every time you text them, because you don't have to chase them because they're chasing you. If you're annoyed with that, issue.
You got serious issues. You need some me time so you can get reacquainted with yourself a little more before you start running him off and away. I mean, I tried the same thing with Kwaku. I was just in my mind, and a lot of conversations I had, I thought he was too nice, and I was like, I'm going to hurt him. I'm going to hurt him with all my past ways. Episode 2, y'all. Episode 2. And
episode 2.
I hope it's episode 2.
It's 2 or 3. It's 2 or 3.
It's the one called Love Is.
Yes.
Okay, so but I tried the same thing, and he just kept pushing through that. He kept wanting to be the blanket and the security for me.
Yes.
But I had to realize that I can't impose all that, all of my past on him and expect him to have a valuable present with me.
Absolutely.
We just can't have that, or a future. Can't have any of that. All right, and number 5, he's not intimidated by your success or your ambitions.
Oh my God.
Man,
let me tell
that's
you.
So huge.
These husbands would be, I don't know where they would be if they were intimidated by our success or ambition.
They would be around.
Because instead, these rascals we got trying to
Did y'all work? Did y'all record? Did y'all, I'm like, man, if I don't come home with some product, like they expect it. But I think there's something so electrifying about a woman that's on fire. And I think that men are stimulated by the idea that we can get out, be productive, feel that we have something to contribute to the world and give it, and not be insecure about where we fit and always pulling on their tails and hoping that they do everything for us. I think that there is a value that we bring to the table when we just owning who we are.
Yeah.
When you know you belong. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think what happens that Brandis and I have both seen valuable. I mean, there's not a dream I have that my husband won't help me achieve.
Yes.
And hold me accountable to.
Yes.
And Brandis' husband won't hold me accountable to, and Kwaku won't hold Brandis accountable to. Because again, they're not insecure or afraid of seeing us fly.
Yeah, because the right guy will that'll be what makes him attracted to you.
Absolutely.
And you don't want to have to live your life trying to shrink back.
Right. That's right.
Like, you can't live like that. You will feel smothered.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Trying to shrink back.
Yeah.
To make someone else feel better.
So true. And I can say with honesty that because of that support, because I know that my husband is for me, I don't carry a lot of regrets about what coulda, shoulda, woulda, because I get the opportunity to pursue what coulda, shoulda, woulda. If I believe it's something that God has said is for me, I can go after it. And I know that my husband is going to push me and support me and anchor me and cheer me forward. And there are times when he's in the front and I'm on the back and I'm just like, hey, go boo. Mm-hmm. And there's times when I'm in the front and, we switch roles and it's just about being present for one another.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No.
So girlfriends, listen, we tried to knock this out quick and concisely because it doesn't take a lot to know when a guy is for you. And we need to know, each one of us, that you don't have to lower your standards for companionship. That's so important.
Absolutely not. But I want our great girlfriends to have their eyes open to that nice guy.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I mean, he's not going to look like anything you've dated before. He's going to look a little bit different.
Does he have to be Norman from IT?
He's going to be...
Sorry, Norman.
Brush Norman off. Get him some new shoes and a dentist. But I'm sorry. Oh God. I'm sorry. But don't, because sometimes the thing that is for us doesn't come in the package that we think is going to come in.
That's right.
So it may not be the swagged out guy in the Range Rover.
That's right.
Yeah. Right? So he may not come like he might end up that way. But he might not start off as a swagged out guy in a Range Rover. And so you gotta have eyes to see the stuff that really matters.
Absolutely. I think that's so super valuable.
All right.
That's a wrap.
Thank you, Kwaku.
And thank you to Rich Daniel.
Yay. Thank you, Sam and Dylan.
And thank you to Miss Guy.
Yes, and thank you, girlfriends, for trusting us as your go-to source for everything life, love, and laughter. Make sure you listen every Wednesday on iTunes, Stitcher, Podcast Republic, Podcast Bean, Blueberry, Spotify, and every other podcasting service. Make sure that you are listening each week. Make sure that you're connected with us on social, on Instagram.
The Great Girlfriends.
On Twitter.
_Great GFS.
On Facebook.
The Great Girlfriends.
And join our Facebook group of over 16,000 women on Facebook as well. Make sure you post your questions online. You share with your friends.
Keep listening and keep being a great girlfriend.
I'm Sybil.
I'm Brandis.
And we're signing off. Peace.
Hi, guys.